have it all. Roy, what's it like to be back in the Brumbies jumper?
Yeah, how exciting, and like pretty exciting to put the old school one on. This is kind of the first rugby shirt that I ever got as a kid, so I'm pretty excited to put it back on, yeah, and to go back out for the Brums will be exciting.
And some pretty famous faces running out next to you.
Yeah, I can't believe it's called a Legends. I don't know how I got a call up. I think I was just the most available at the moment, so it's going to be really exciting. I'm pretty pumped to get a call up.
Are you still playing at all?
Yep, so I got bullied into playing last week. I've been keeping reasonably healthy, but didn't expect to play. But after coaching with the Brumbies Colt side, I was pretty keen to maybe start having a go at it, and then just jumped in head first. So I've had a hit out before this weekend, which should help a little bit, I suppose.
So you're playing with Gungahlin,
yeah.
So they're quite happy to have you there, I'm sure. And do you feel as though you're adding something, sort of coming back and playing?
Yeah, it was. I didn't know what way to approach it other than to muck in and then add my 2 cents when it was required or if they wanted it, and then step back, have a run around, muck in, train. I don't know how to coach. I'm learning really fast as I go, but getting hands-on, kind of like what Bernie does here still. He still runs in with the boys and gets a feel for how things work. That's been working so far. And yeah, they seem happy to have me there, and I'm more than happy to be out there with them. It's great fun.
Johnny, how long since you've played?
Mate, last professional game was 2013. So I've hung the boots until my old mate Billy rang up and said, mate, this Legends game has gone ahead. And, yeah, it's always good to, I guess, put on the Brumbies jumpers. I've spent a lot of my time here, and to get the boys back, it's kind of, I'm going to enjoy it. You know, it's been a long time.
You've still got involvement in rugby, haven't you?
Yes, I coach West first grade for a couple of years, and then involved with under 20s Brumbies, and now I've just started doing the academy in the morning. So yeah, you know, just wanted to, I guess I spent a lot of my time with the Brumbies and just trying to give back to the young ones coming in. Because I spent a good, I enjoyed my time here with the Brumbies, you know, winning Brumbies, and yeah, loved it. So just want to share this with the young boys as well.
What is it like being back amongst the old boys? It's a bit of a reunion, kind of living off old times?
Yeah, no, it's great, you know, catching up with the old boys. You know, you share the old stories and whatnot, but you know, it's all for fun, for a good cause, and you know, playing alongside these two here, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Johnny, so you were talking about giving back. You've got a pretty interesting career, kind of post-professional rugby. What are you doing? Can you tell us what you're up to?
Yeah, I work with Auschchild. We look after vulnerable people, and I guess it's the same as rugby. We're trying to give back to the community and things like that. So, you know, I look after kids that needs a, you know, just a role model, reassurance, bit of respect, and trying to give them a safe home. So yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, and it's very rewarding. Yeah, working with Auschchild. So.
Ippo used to be the super sub. But you know, what sort of involvement have you had in rugby over the last years? Yeah, because you came back and had a bit of a stint in local comp. Have you played much lately?
I finished with the Brumbies back in 2000, and I think I came back from Japan 2010 and sort of involved with Queensland Rugby Union a couple of years, 2011 and 12. And then I hang my boots after that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. But when I had these boys getting together with this preparation for myself, it's very exciting to come back and have a little bit of run around and have a bit of fun with the boys.
Yeah. You're looking forward to it? I mean, it's obviously something that's sort of like you wouldn't have been able to prepare too much for it.
Yeah, it is. It's always exciting when you wear the Brumbies jersey. It's in your heart, mate. You always love Brumbies, and I'm looking forward to get out there and have fun with the boys and catch up with all mates and a lot of players we haven't catch up for many years. But it's good. I'm looking forward for it.
Provided my calf holds up, yeah. No, the plan is to. We've got prep that runs through until about 6:30, and then we walk over to the stadium like we always do, and I'll try and get on for the last 15 minutes of the game or something like that.
So, I mean, you're keen to sort of play a little bit, not over example.
Well, I can't start the game, but I'll try and finish the game off, yeah. Yeah, I think the boys are pretty much set on their way, aren't they, at that stage? There's not much we can do in terms of changing the mindset or anything like that. The boys will be in their usual prep, and we'll be out on the field just having a bit of fun.
And Jeremy insists he's playing fly half, is that right?
Yeah, so well, I'm clearly not starting, so Jeremy's put his hand up. Yeah, he's been playing 10 for Penrith for the last couple of seasons. I think he regularly plays 4th grade, 3rd grade, and then sits on the bench for 2nd grade. So he's in good form.
How good is it to see everyone back here in these jerseys, like old times?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of us here today, but it'll be good on the weekend. I think getting back. We've seen it over the last couple of years when we meet up at various events. It's like we were never apart. There's a really good connection with this group, and I think we'll see that. We saw that today with the other guys who are here, and then once we get on the field, it'll certainly be entertaining and enjoyable.
You were pretty keen to get on the park in for the Brisbane 10s. You missed out. Is any party nervous or just excited?
I haven't seen the Barbarians team at this stage, but the GK 10s was obviously a step up. It was professional players, and that tournament was an amazing tournament to watch. I was, in hindsight, pretty happy I didn't actually have to play in it. But I think the game on the weekend, it'll be, there'll be, depending on who we come up against, there'll be, we're not going to be holding our tackles, particularly Rhino won't be holding his tackles back. We'll be getting into it. And if it gets too hard, you can always let someone else make a tackle. So, yeah, we'll certainly be out there trying to put a good show on.
Are you keen to renew a pretty healthy rivalry with Queensland?
Yeah, I think we've got a healthy rivalry with a number of the Australian sides, but back in our era, it was Waratahs and the Reds that we look forward to playing against. So, yeah, it should be good.
Roff, are you expecting those long cut-out balls on the burst?
I think putting this jersey on just reminded me of the 10 years I spent making Bernie look good, picking rubbish off my bootlaces and playing outside. I think Bernie's the only person, Tim Horan, the nicest guy in world rugby, and Bernie's the only person to have got in a fight with him in a Brumbies Reds match. So I think we're in part hoping to see a bit of that again this Friday.
Yeah, been a while since you played too. Japan.
Just looking at him,
Just a couple of kilos ago.
Since I played, or since I played well, there's just a very distinction there. I think that's the difference, is that these two guys are still involved in it and can play at a good level. And that's probably the difference between me sitting in amongst these two. And but I think everyone that goes out there on the weekend has contributed to Brumbies and Canberra rugby, and so it's going to be a great and fun event. Probably a bit more competitive because it's just in everyone, but it'll be a great thing to get along, and I think for the spectators to enjoy.
How is the fitness? Do you reckon you'll get through the whole game?
I can comfortably assure you I will not get through the whole game.
What about you, Ryan? You're not going to hold back, are you? Rip in?
Look, it's more about the enjoyment of the game, I think, for rugby union itself and the Brumbies and the Reds connections. I think over a long period of time, there's been some wonderful combatants there going against each other, and for us, I think it's more so just about getting out in the field and having a bit of fun and maybe show a little bit of, probably for these two guys, a little bit more flair than what they used to play with when they were playing, and
and making the most of the night. If the opportunity arises that I have to go that way, well, I certainly won't be holding back.
Steve, there's another former Brumbies legend playing in the main game at 7:45. At 36, George Smith could probably be playing in your game. What kind of reception do you think he'll be getting?
Well, he's certainly a Brumbies legend, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, I think everyone will remember him with fond memories, and he'll get a good reception from this crowd. You know, we're traditionally a very vocal, passionate, Brumbies-oriented crowd, but I'm sure you'll see a bit of support for George on the weekend.
And Stephen as well, coming back?
Yeah, and Squeak as well. So, yeah, he's been playing some good footy, and he's recently taken over the captaincy. So, yeah, it'll be good to have him back down here. I think he'll get a good response from the crowd as well. I mean, they put in a number of good years here at the Brumbies, and always played to the best of their ability. So, there's no doubting that there'll be fans who'll be out there supporting him on the weekend.
You played a fair few seasons with George. Is it a bit strange to see him in a Reds jersey?
It is actually, yeah, a little bit surreal. I think he's been all over the world, but he's only ever played for the Brumbies in Australia. So, yeah, I mean, we've watched a few of the games over the last couple of days in preparation for this game, but prior to that, I guess we had a bit of focus on the other games. So, watching those games, yeah, it's a bit strange to see George in that jersey, but he's still playing some good footy.
Yeah, it mustn't be that strange to see him still dominating around the world, even at his age.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where he goes. France, England, Japan, and now back to Super Rugby. He's a natural rugby player, and I can see him playing for a number of years to come still.
There was a rumour that the stand just for this one-off game was going to be renamed the Gregan Smith stand, but I'm not sure whether that's going to happen.
I'm all for it.
What is it like, Joe, kind of being back with like the old boys, you know, living back the old memories? How is it?
It's excellent. It's as Bernie said, you fall back into you know, the communication and the banter, and it's very natural, and it's a real family. So when the email was being distributed to play in the game, just hearing from people you haven't heard from, that you played with and shared journeys and played a lot of sport with, it just reminds you, you know, how special and how lucky we've been to play for the Brumbies.